Well, I did warn them that it wasn't a good idea for me to talk, but here we are in the great state of Oklahoma. Today's target was originally supposed to be for Dodge City, Kansas, and I really don't need much of an excuse to visit northwestern Oklahoma. This place is very special to me. I'll go over that here in a little bit. But yeah, being in Woodward, the longer I stayed here, the more storm chasers I started running into. Here in a little bit, you'll see some of the research teams that were out there with their Dow trucks. So that kind of let me know I'm definitely in the right spot. Yeah, always good to see research teams out there. And those are Dow trucks. Look. So right now we're heading toward the storm, just underneath the anvil cloud. This thing was already starting to churn, it spit out lightning. I think we'll catch some of it here in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this thing was already humming. It was ready to go. But before we get too far into this chase, I do want to tell you why this area is so special to me. About a year ago, near Mutual, Oklahoma, I was able to film my first photogenic tornado. Now, this wasn't my first tornado. However, it was my first one that I was able to actually film that was photogenic. Every other tornado that I came across before this in 2024 was ugly or rain wrapped. It didn't really have that typical tornado look. However, I was able to come across this one. Almost had the tornado all to myself. It was just a really fun time. Anyway, we'll get back to this chase. A little over the top action, and the chase is officially on. So right now I'm starting to get a little bit of a view of the base of the storm. I have a really good view of the inflow jet going in that's feeding the storm, helping to get stronger. And what we're doing is we are coming to the Arnett area from the northeast. It looks like Arnett is going to be kind of where this storm is really going to mature. And we'll go down this dirt road here. Don't worry, I'm actually not going that fast. I do have the video sped up, or we'd be here for a little bit. And we got a group of chasers right here. Don't worry, they're safe. We're just going to scooch on by them, and we're going to keep going. And you can start to see on the bottom left there, that is our wall cloud. It is dropping right now, so we need to get in position, get over these hills, so we can get a clear view of this storm. Yeah, you can see little arms sticking out of it. Even for the dash camera, I was able to pick up quite a bit of that stuff. I didn't have the 360 camera up at this point. I'll break that out here in a little bit. But I think, yeah, right here is where we pull off. And just in time for some hail popping around. We'll try to watch out for the big stones. Those should be further to the northwest of me, but we'll still keep an eye on them. And now we wait. Get my camera going, make it kind of look like I know what I'm doing. Is this thing on? Uh-oh. Nah, I'm just kidding. Check this out. At this point, I'm just trying to soak it in. They're both beautiful. You could tell that eventually the one on the right was going to win. It had the stronger circulation. Now let's go over to the other one and see what it's up to. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you know that I have a terrible history of camera shake or being out of focus. And don't worry, some of that's still coming later on in the video, but this was a big win for me. This was some of the steadiest I've ever been filming. And as you may have noticed, the audio in this clip is missing. For some reason, the camera just did not want to record any audio in this clip. What you're missing is going to be the occasional hail, random thunder, of course, the wind. But as this storm passes, I'm starting to notice we've got something else to keep in mind. There's a circulation that's headed right for us. Alrighty, that is coming our way. Gotta go. Woo! Now, eventually, this would be the path where the tornado would cross. So where I'm at is I'm slightly northeast of it. I end up dropping east of it and then southeast of it. I do get a little too far south, kind of by accident, but when I get there, you can start to see the structure of the storm. And as it's churning right here, this view was otherworldly. Perfect view of the RFD wrapping around it. You look closely, the clouds that are going towards the storm, the warm air inflow, it just felt like a hot, sand-blasted hairdryer just getting shot at me. And this is why I say accidentally got a little too far south. The storm or the circulation starts to make more of a northeasterly track, so I do get quite a bit of separation between the storm. Um, Regardless, still had a phenomenal view. That way you get the whole structure of the storm. Still have that warm air inflow going in. Now for the next little bit, I'm going to let the video do the talking while I catch back up to the storm. know what you're thinking. It's over, right? No, this storm decided to put another one down. This one is where my camera skills do start to falter. Um, I don't know if I was still just trying to soak in the last shot. Part of the issues that I was running into was that the dust that was being kicked up by my vehicle, as you can even see in the previous shots, that dust, it was going up in the air and then going right towards the tornado because I was mainly in the inflow jet. So that was just wreaking havoc on my camera's focus. But regardless, still a phenomenal view. There's the windmill. Annie Mae must be somewhere around here. And as we speak, the tornado is skirting around the town of Arnett. It's going all the way up in there. Yeah, yeah, there are my fancy meteorological terms. But yeah, and oh boy, the camera shake starts to happen. Everything that I didn't do previously with camera shaking, I'm getting ready to do right now in about 3 or 4 seconds. Yeah, there we go. And of course, we're back to the focus going in and out. But overall, I can't complain. This was a big improvement for me. This did end up being the last tornado. Luckily, it did miss the town of Arnett. I know there were a couple of small structures that were hit, but overall, those tornadoes mainly stayed over open plains, which was very good. This tornado put down about every type of tornado possible, except for a wedge, which is absolutely a good thing. I cannot keep that camera straight to save my life. Oklahoma really is a beautiful place. It's hard to top Oklahoma when it comes to chasing tornadoes. It's so iconic. Unfortunately, this storm would continue northeast into Kansas and overnight would strike several towns. The tornadoes did cause damage, however, there were no fatalities, which is a great thing. Buildings can be replaced, people can't. Also, while out, I ran across some familiar faces. This is Alex Thornton, the captain of the storm cruiser. He's from the Virginia area, does some work with Virginia Tech. We stayed there for a while watching the updraft spin in real time. It was just an awesome sight. This little time lapse of it. And with that, our trip comes to an end. If you did like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see where the road takes us next. Until then, see you later.